my name is Hannah. Welcome to my plant collection video. This is my first video on this channel and I just want to make it, I just love watching other people's videos like this, and I've got quite the collection, so I thought I would give it a go. So yeah, hopefully I'll be posting more videos about plant care and different things like that, but I thought a collection would be good to do first. So I guess I'll just get right into it. I've got everyone out here on the porch, so hopefully this will go smoothly. I'm gonna start first with my aloe. He is quite large. I got him a little over a year ago, and when I got him he was really tiny, a baby. He had like maybe these bottom 3 spikes on him, and he has just grown like crazy. I just keep him on like a plant hanger in front of my plant window, and he thrives. He's got this little butterfly that sits in him, but yeah, he is awesome. He was just this little tiny guy when I got him, and I had never had an aloe before, so I was really nervous about taking care of him, but he has just grown like crazy. He's probably going to need to be repotted soon, just because he's definitely outgrowing this pot, which is fun. It's a necessary evil, I guess, to move him. It does make me a little nervous though. So I guess I'll just work my way back. My next plant up here is my banana plant. He is still fairly new. I've only had him about a week and a half. So he's still in his little nursery pot, and I'm still trying to figure out how to take care of him, but he's got these awesome variegated leaves. I don't know how well you can see, but he is super amazing, and he was only $10, which is incredible because these plants will get huge, so tall, like you can sit under them, and I've seen some of the big ones for quite an expensive amount, so when I found him for $10, I had to snag him up immediately. So yes, I love him very much. This next plant is one of my favorite plants in the world, and I had wanted one for so long, and I just knew that I was not going to be able to afford one of them. They are pretty expensive, at least all the ones that I've seen, and I was gifted one from a really good friend of mine, which is amazing. And that is my Monstera deliciosa. You can see he's starting to get some split leaves here. Oh! Okay, well I just broke his leaves, so that's good. But this is amazing. He's a pretty big plant, but he's probably less than a year old. Their leaves really don't start splitting until they're about a year, at least from what I've seen and read. So it's really cute that he's putting out some split leaves, and he's got a new leaf in here. Where's he at? He's got this one here that's about to spiral out, and he's got another one up here somewhere. Which is awesome. I love him so much. He was shipped to me in the mail, and it was just the best gift I could ever receive. So over here, I've actually got more than one of these guys. This is a croton, and he is amazing. He puts out these incredible like salmon colored leaves, and the back of his leaves are beautiful as well. Yeah, I love him, and I have one inside, but I went to a coffee shop with some of my friends and saw him sitting on one of their benches, and I just thought that he was so beautiful. He's got so much new growth going on, and these big salmon leaves, I could not leave him behind. So the owner was lucky enough, or nice enough, I was lucky enough to take him home with me, which is crazy. So yeah, if you go somewhere and you see a plant that you love or anything like that, just ask the place where you are. They can at least maybe tell you what it is and how you can acquire one, but I was lucky that they let me take him home with me. This is my newest plant to my collection. It is my Prince of Orange. He is absolutely beautiful. I literally stopped in my tracks when I saw him, and again, he was, I think it's still on here, he was $11.50, which is amazing because he's a really good sized plant. This is like a 6-inch pot, but he can probably be moved pretty soon. Unfortunately, we're like losing this leaf here, which is probably some damage that happened at the nursery, but yeah, he is amazing. He's got like 3 or 4 new leaves coming in, so I was so excited about him. I have had him on my list for so long, and I had just never seen one in person or in any of the nurseries that I was going into, so I was so thrilled to find him. Behind me here, I've got one of my smaller guys. This is my trailing peperomia, and all of my plants have these little clothespins with their name on it, and then also their like name. So this is Sawyer. I'm not really sure yet how he's liking living with me. These plants are very sensitive. His little guys fall off all the time. And again, he just sits on my plant window in my living room, and he seems to be okay. I recently repotted him into this little pot, and he seems to be doing all right. He's got some like trailing going on, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure about him yet. I hope that he survives, because he had been on my list for a long time too, and I finally found him at this like random plant sale near my university, and yeah, I just loved him. I had to leave with him. Here I've got, I believe that this is a corn plant. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure though. I found this, I know he's got a bunch of like crispy edges. I'm trying to bring him back from the dead basically, but he's got a lot of new growth going on down here, so I'm very hopeful about him. I think that he was too close to my window, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a corn plant, and he's definitely much bigger than he was when I acquired him, so that's a good sign. I'm just not really sure. I'm keeping him in my thoughts, because yeah, he's a little crispy. I've got my money tree. This was gifted to me from my mother, and he's awesome. These are really cool because similar to orchids, these you water with ice cubes, and I just really like that. I think it's really cute. So I love him, and since I've gotten him, he's got this new little baby right here, and this one is new since I got him, and he's got some more growth down here. So I think that he's happy. I hope he is. But yeah, he's braided as well, which I love, and I'm hoping that he gets pretty big, because I didn't realize how big these got until I was watching one of Harley's videos. She's like another plant YouTuber, but I think it was her. I saw a pretty big money tree, and so now I'm really excited to see how big he'll get for me. I've also got this teddy bear vine, and I know that he looks absolutely horrendous. I bought him from the greenhouse at my university, just because I thought he was so cute. He's like very fuzzy up here, and then the bottom of his leaves is pretty like purpley, and I just thought that was so special. But I didn't do much research before I just stuck him on my window, and I burnt him to a crisp. But I have since moved him into my bedroom, and now he's got this little vine popping up, and this one is starting to grow as well. And we've got some new growth down here. So I'm hoping that since moving him into a shadier area, he's definitely a low light plant, that he'll be a little happier. I felt so bad when he started to crisp up, so I'm hopeful for him, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't really know though. This is I don't really even know how to pronounce this, a kalanchoe. Oh, it's written right here. This was a gift as well from my father, and this plant, when I first got it, it had these really beautiful yellow flowers on it, and I loved it so much. And oh my goodness, what is going on? And I brought it home, and all of its flowers died and fell off, and then all of these leaves got like shriveled up and died. And so I was thinking maybe it was because of this pot. It was in this glass pot, but also in a nursery pot, and I typically avoid like glass or ceramic pots, just because of like root rot issues. But I just repotted him. I took the nursery pot out and put him in here, and now he is growing like crazy. He's got all this new growth over here and up top, so I guess whatever I did for him is what he was looking for, because now he's growing like crazy. And he's growing what seems like these little like, where are they at? These little spikes up here. Can you see them? I'm not sure what those are, so if anyone knows, I would love to find out what those are, because this is my Aucuba japonea, I don't know. It's also called like a golden speckled plant, I think, but he's got these like beautiful yellow dots all in his leaves. This guy I've had maybe like 6 months, and he was so tiny when I got him. He was maybe like half the height that he is now. And I don't know, I just put him in the sun and I water him whenever his soil gets dry. He's like one of the easiest plants that I take care of. He's really awesome, and I recently put him into this. He was in a tiny like 4-inch nursery pot just because that's what I bought him in. He's got a little new growth up here, but I've since moved him to this bigger, it's like a clear plastic pot. This is typically a pot I would avoid as well, but I'm just trying it out, and he seems to be doing great. He's got a bunch of new growth, and yeah, he's beautiful. I love him a lot. So this next plant that I have no idea. Gosh, he's so big you can't even see him. I have no idea what he is, and he's like a succulent of something, but when I first got him, he was just one little leaf like this. I've got one down in here that fell off, and it fell off of one of my dad's plants. He was just one leaf, and I just stuck him down in some soil and hoped for the best, and he honestly has grown too big. I don't know, I neglect him so much, and he was below, he's got 2 chopsticks in here. I need to get a proper pole for him, but he was smaller than the first chopstick, outgrew it, so I tied a second one to him, he outgrew it, and now he's, you know, crazy huge up here. So he just grows like crazy, and he's got a new plant down here started, and one of his leaves fell off, so I put it down, and it has since grown roots. So I just don't know what to do with him. He's awesome, and I love him, but it seems like no matter what I do, I mean, he puts out like 2 new leaves every few days. Like, he's crazy, but I definitely love him a lot. This is one that I got from a friend as well. I believe this is a Haworthia. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but this was gifted to me as well. And so I've had him about 6 months, and I have to take him out of this pot. He has since outgrown it. He's like reaching over it, and I want him to be able to expand his root system. I've just been too nervous to take him out of this pot just because it's cork on the outside, but it's glass on the bottom and on the inside, and I'm just nervous about taking him out, especially since he is doing so well. So I'm working up the courage, but he's got new growth all the time, and he's just an awesome little succulent. I really like having him. He's really cute. This is one that is very new to my collection as well. This is a, gosh, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Stromanthi Trio Star, and it is just beautiful. It's got like this pink variegation, and under the leaves it's bright pink as well, and it's got these 2 new leaves. That's why I picked up this specific one. It's got these 2 new leaves that are about to unroll. But yeah, this is just beautiful, and I'm not quite sure how to take care of this one either. I'm gonna assume that it's pretty indirect bright light. Fortunately, there's a leaf down here that's like kind of crispy, but I think that'll be okay. And he was only $5, which is pretty good for this. It's only like a 4-inch, but I think he's awesome. He's so fun, and I'm not like a color person really. I really like greens. So when I get some pink variegation like that, I think that's really special. I like that. This, I think I'm wrong, but I think that this is an African violet. It did have some purple flowers growing, but they died. I think I killed them on accident because I got so excited and over nurtured him, but you can see he's got some new leaves growing in. He's very cute, very velvety, and he's got some purple underneath him as well, which is cute. Oh, and he's got 2 new guys coming in, so that's a good sign. I really don't know how to take care of him. All that the nursery tag says is dark purple, so I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this one, but I think it's going pretty well, so I'm excited to see what happens with him. This is another plant that I have no clue what it is. He's just this little like tropical, his leaves feel kind of, they're like thick, kind of like a succulent leaves. Oh, I just pulled this out. I'm just gonna stick it back in there. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I got him from a plant nursery for literally nothing basically, and he was just like one little stem with a couple leaves on it. He was so tiny, and I didn't think he was gonna make it, but he is taking off, obviously. He's got new growth all the time, and yeah, he just seems very happy in my house, so I love that. I would love to know what kind of plant that he is so that maybe I could better serve him, but he's awesome. I think he's so cute, so very grateful that I purchased this because I really wasn't going to. Okay. This, I believe is a pothos, some sort of pothos, like a variegated something, but I don't really know. I got this, I don't remember where I got this. I think just some like random plant sale. But I picked him up just because I thought his variegation was really beautiful, and he's just like kind of crazy and wild, and I remember him being less than $5, which for this size plant is pretty good. He's only in a 4-inch pot, but he's got some really good sized leaves, and he's got a bunch of new growth, so I really like him. Yeah, I think he's some sort of pothos. I have tried to find out, but it's difficult because I think a lot of plants like this look pretty similar, but that's okay. I love them anyways. This is some thyme that I purchased, and this thyme is on its way out. Time's almost up. I purchased this at a plant sale at my university as well, and I'm not really sure what this plant needs. It's so confusing because one day it looks like it's completely dead, and then I see like all this new growth on it, and I was definitely overwatering it at some point because it grew a mushroom, which while that was exciting because that had never happened to me, that's not really a good sign. That means there's a lot of moisture in the soil, and then there was like all this mold on the top of the soil, so I'm trying to get rid of the mold, make sure there's no pests or anything, and just see if I can kind of revive it, and I think it's going well. He's got some new growth, he's got a vine over here, so yeah, I hope that he stays happy and healthy because I really love him. I think he's really cute, and it's my first herb, so I hope that he survives a little bit because I really like him. But again, he wasn't too expensive, so you know, it won't be a huge loss. This is my Dracaena, and I know that he is not looking great, but he has definitely recovered from the state that he was in. All of these leaves up here were dark brown, burnt to a crisp, and I didn't understand because he was doing great, and then one day it was like overnight he died. So I pulled off all of those dead leaves to kind of give him a break and conserve his energy, and since then he's grown some new guys, and he's got new growth every day. I can see the new little leaves coming in, so I think that he's recovering, just because I've seen a lot of these when they are doing really well and they look awesome and not like this. So I hope that I'm able to recover him because I think he's really cute and fun. I think I got him at IKEA like a long time, like almost a year ago probably. So him and I have been together for a while, so I'm hoping that I can kind of nurse him back to health a little bit. So this is mint. It smells so good, and this is propagating in a Coke bottle actually. I stole this from my dad's house. He had a couple mint plants like this propagating in a jar, and I almost ordered mint for myself right before I went back home to like visit, and I saw that he had one of these, and so I took one home with me, and I just put him in this Coke bottle. His root system is awesome. He's got some really established roots, so I'm hoping that I can plant him like in soil. Oh, don't scare me. But that I can plant him in soil soon and that he would take off, but he's got a bunch of new leaves coming in, and he's just really cute. I like him. I've wanted a mint plant for a while, so this is my second herb now, along with my thyme. Okay, so this is my silver pothos. He's honestly a really tiny guy. He's got 5 leaves. He's got some more coming in, but it seemed like when I first got him, he was really happy and doing well, and since then, it seems like he's kind of taken a hit. He's got some like browning going on, and I don't know, I just feel like he's kind of unhappy. So I'm trying my best to do what he would like. because I've seen these when they're, you know, grown much bigger than this, and they're beautiful and they kind of trail over. So I'm hoping I can get mine to do that, because I love the silver on this. It's just like kind of shiny and beautiful, and so I'm hoping I can get him to a much fuller, bigger plant, because I really love him. So this is one of my favorite plants in my collection, and it is my escargot begonia. I remember he's got this little tiny leaf down here. It's so cute. When I saw this plant for the first time, I was in the greenhouse on my campus, and they had a really big one that they were growing, and I just thought that it was the most beautiful little plant. I think it's amazing that it grows in a spiral, and I just have been on the hunt for one for so long. And when I was at one of my local nurseries the other day, I found him. I had never seen one outside of my greenhouse, and so I found him, and he was like $5, I think, which I would have paid much more for him. I absolutely love these plants. I think begonias I definitely lead more towards, even though this is my only one, but I'm not really into Hoyas or anything like that. I definitely love begonias, so I'm hoping to add more to my collection. But yeah, I just had to get this guy. The underside of his leaves is so beautiful, and I just love him. Again, he's another low light plant, so I just keep him in my bedroom a few feet away from a window, so he's getting some indirect light, but I've been told a lot to keep him kind of out of the sunlight, so hopefully I'm doing right by him. Okay, so this plant and I have been through quite a bit together. This is my, oh my goodness, asparagus fern. He is pretty big. And when I first got him, he was a baby. He was maybe like the size of this little guy, and I got him about a year ago as well, and I brought him home. He had all these little babies, and I thought he was so cute, and I brought him home, and he died like almost immediately, and I just thought, you know, ferns aren't gonna be my thing, but I just kept caring for him because I love him and I think he's so cute, and I don't know what happened really. Like one day he just started putting out all these new little like spires or whatever you want to call them, and he has just like doubled in size. This whole thing, this whole section is completely new. So is this one, even though I accidentally cinched this the other day. This little section is new. Like, he is just taking off. So I don't know what I'm doing differently or correctly, but I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing and hope for the best. He's got a bunch of new growth coming in, so I really love him. He's in a pretty small pot, but I know that these will tend to like hang over and get pretty huge, so I want to wait as long as I can to repot him, also in hopes that this growth trend is going to stay and not, you know, psych me out and shrivel up and die again. So yeah, I'm very proud of him. He's very big, and he sits in my room, and I did have him up on a hanger, like a platform hanging up, but it seemed like that was too much sun for him, so I have since moved him into my bedroom where he gets a little, I mean, the same amount of light, but it's a little less harsh. So I think that that's definitely doing some good for him. Oh my goodness. This, is my mother-in-law's tongue. I'm pretty sure. To be honest, I don't know. Is this different from a snake plant? I don't really know. I just pulled this dead piece off. But I've had this one also for a little over a year, I think. And he really hasn't grown much since I got him, which is kind of discouraging to me because I know that these guys can get pretty big. But he also hasn't had any like detrimental, like he hasn't lost any leaves. And I can see that some new ones are coming. So I think he's pretty happy, but he's just not growing as quickly as I would like. But I've got him in kind of a big pot. This was just all that I had at the time when I purchased him, and his nursery pot was definitely too small for him, so I don't know, maybe I just overwhelmed him with the size of this pot. But I really like him. I think he's a good starter plant. He was one of my first house plants that I got, so hopefully he stays with me for a bit longer. Okay, and we have come to my final plant. This is my Euphorbia trigona. He's this awesome little, God, this pot is so heavy. He's this awesome little guy. I got him from IKEA, And again, kind of similar story. I absolutely killed him, and he was so unhappy, and he had these little leaves all the way down him, basically. They all shriveled up and fell off. And again, same thing. I didn't change anything about the way I was caring for him. Nothing. I just kept doing it, and now he seems to be reviving. He's got new growth. He seems to be getting a little thicker and growing taller, so I don't really know what is going on with this guy, but I'm just gonna keep monitoring him. He's on my list of kind of like plants that I have to babysit, and he's doing okay. I think this pot is good for him. He was in a different one, and I just don't think he was very happy in it. So hopefully he's happy now, and hopefully, I know these can get, pretty tall, so I want to see what happens with him. Thank you so much if you are still watching this. I know that this was a really long video. I feel like I have so many more plants than I actually have because I talked for so long, but I really hope to continue to grow my collection. This is my biggest passion. I love my plants. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to post videos about them and plant hauls, things like that. So if that is something that you're interested in, let me know, subscribe, and I would love to keep making this content. And yeah, hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.